Oh, hey there! Welcome back to Samantha Hearne YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you all about rejection, how rejection makes you feel, how rejection can actually make a lot of people quit, and how hearing those no's actually makes you feel less worthy, less successful, and less like things will actually work out. So if you've ever experienced rejection, please put a big fat yes in the comments below, because I want to know I'm not on my own in this, and I also want to know that this is resonating with you, serving a purpose for you, and allowing you to be empowered by the fact that you are not alone in experiencing rejection either. So, how to deal with rejection. Tip number one, bad actually enhances the good. And I don't know if you've ever heard this statement, but this goes way deeper, and there's a lot of philosophical arguments even around religion, around God existing, around the existence of evil and suffering. And there are so many philosophical arguments about how if we didn't have evil, how would we appreciate the good? If we didn't have bad, how would we appreciate the good? If we didn't have failures, what would make those successes so much sweeter? So when you think about rejection, the first thing that I want you to actually do is think about this argument. Think about the theory that without having an opposite of this amazing feeling or experience we want to create, how do we know that it was amazing? So without dealing with the struggle, how can the triumph be so rewarding? Without having those no's or the fear of rejection and failure, if we don't have that, how can the actual success and accomplishment be just that amazing magic if we don't have the rejection or the negativity to go alongside it? So I want you to remember that. The rejection makes the success so much sweeter and just makes you experience it on such a deeper level because you've realized how far you have come. So that rejection that you might have experienced and it's brought you down, just remember that all that will do is amplify the success and the acceptance and the yeses when they come. Number two, and this is my personal favorite, rejection actually builds resilience and it builds strength. And the reason I know that is because throughout my whole life, I have been dealt some cards of struggle and dealt some really difficult situations. And if you don't know my story and you want to connect and learn more about it, please come and join my Facebook group, because there is a very emotional, very honest story live about where I've come from and how I've got to this point. But ultimately, rejection leads to resilience. And the stronger you become from every single struggle, the more amazing that success will be. And also let's just be real for a minute. Not everyone achieves success instantly. It doesn't work that way. So without rejection, you don't become the very robust person that you can be. You don't grow in strength and also in tenacity that you just want to keep going. And a lot of the time, the people that win and cross the line first are the people that are hungry for it most. The people that have finished second and third before and just don't want that to happen again. They're the ones that are going to dip further, try harder, push themselves. So rejection builds your resilience. And that leads me on to tip number three. Think about the people in the world that are super successful that have failed before. There are so many role models out there that you could look at that have experienced failure before success came, because that's reality. We cannot go through life thinking that everything's going to work out first time round, because that isn't going to give you the resilience that you need to survive in this entrepreneurship world and in this online space, because you need to be willing to go above and beyond. You need to be willing to put yourself out there, take risks. You need to be able to feel that resilience and know that you can do it for yourself. You need that. We all need that. So if you take people like J.K. Rowling, take people like Steve Jobs, like so many people have lived a life of rejection before they've come to success. And if they'd given up and they didn't experience that they didn't experience that rejection, the success would never be as amazing and rewarding and appreciated as it is now. But it also lets you know you're not alone. If you've experienced rejection, so have some of the most talented, successful people, and they have still got to the end result. But what they have got along the way is strength, inner courage and determination, and tenacity to continue to go for what they want. And those qualities come and grow and expand from that rejection that you experienced and from all of those no's and the failures, that has created the person that they are today. My next tip. These two go hand in hand. So this is tip 4 and tip 5. Tip 4 is rejection gets you closer to your success, because for every no, it's one less no you're going to get in the future. But that leads me to tip 5, which is you have to enjoy the journey, because when you do get the acceptance, the success, the triumphs at the end, you need to be able to tell your story, and you need to be able to tell people how many times you failed before, how many no's you experienced, because that empowers others. That allows other people to see the possibilities that are out there for them as well. So always make sure you enjoy the journey, document the journey, and be really honest and open with yourself, but also with others. You have to be the one that takes hold and control of this rejection. Don't let it take hold of you. You can be in charge. You can make the changes, and you can use it for your inner strength and courage. And you can use it to fuel your story when you're sharing it with others, to empower and inspire them. So when I talk about my story, people always say to me, I can't believe you're where you are now. I can't believe that you've created what you've done from where you've come from. And remember, you can join my Facebook group and watch that story. I don't tell that story for people to feel sorry for me. I tell that story to empower them, to know that no matter what rejection you've experienced, whatever failures and struggles that you've experienced, you can 100% grow from it and make it yours. You can create success from any situation. So remember, for every no, it gets you closer to the yes. And please enjoy and embrace the journey, because this is a huge part of where you're going, where you are meant to be, and how you are going to get there. Use rejection as your motivator. Don't use rejection as the reason to quit, because it's not the reason to quit. If anything, it's the reason to keep going, to prove those people wrong, to prove yourself right, and to make sure that you have that fire in your belly, to make sure that this success is sustained. And the way that you will sustain, nourish, and look after this success is if you've experienced rejection first, because you'll realize how special that is. You'll realize how amazing and priceless this success will be. And that is the reason that you will maintain and keep that success, rather than using that success as a quick win and then you go straight back to where you were at the beginning, which happens so much for other people in their mindset. They win the lottery and then they go back to where they were before. That's a perfect example. Use this rejection as the reason that you can go forwards. Use the rejection and know that you're not the first person that's been rejected. You won't be the last, and you definitely will experience rejection more in the future, but that's going to shape you and give you the strength you need to create success. And never forget that. Rejection is not just something you experience. We all experience it. But what we can do with that rejection is use it to change our future and fuel us to move forwards.